Hi YouTube, I'm making this video as a response to Veritas48 questions. 5 questions for atheists. He posted 5 questions for non-believers, which I think are very interesting. I'm gonna give it a try. Number 1 was, if you could choose anything to say to God upon death, what would it be and why? Well, frankly, I would only say hi or greetings, good afternoon, something like that, and then ask him what's next. Because really, if God exists, and if he is the Christian God, and if he is everything you say he is, then he already knows all my deeds, all my fears, all my dreams, all my thoughts. He already knows everything about me. If he had to answer any questions, I wouldn't have to ask them, because he already knows the questions that plague me about him. He already knows my reasons for disbelief, so I wouldn't even have to justify. It would be ridiculous for me to try to justify. So that's all I would say. Hi, and what's next? Because what can possibly you say to an omniscient judge? He already has all the cards. There is nothing you can really say on that issue. At least that's what I think. Now, what sort of evidence would you find sufficient in order to abandon atheism and become a believer in God? Now, I want to point out very quickly that it's belief and knowledge is different. When your beliefs match the facts of the world, then you can say it's knowledge. So if we receive evidence for the existence of God, we are still unbelievers, because we don't believe. Now we know God exists. As for what kind of evidence would it take for me to jump on the theistic train, I don't know, something completely mind-boggling. First of all, he would have to manifest physically and say, yes, I am Yahweh, I am the God of the Bible, or the relevant God in point. And then he would do something like taking the whole planet and split it in half and putting it back together, and pull back time and then move forward. And it wouldn't be just for me. More people, maybe the whole world, actually the whole world, would have to be subject to this. Because we already discard many personal experiences as evidence for reasons that everybody knows, like personal bias or misapprehension. But that's it. Something completely unexplainable by any other means than by the direct intervention of the creator of the world, and that was completely witnessed by everyone on earth. Something like that. I haven't really thought that through. Now, do you think the new atheist movement is ultimately a good thing for, or a bad thing for, free thinkers and skeptics? I say good thing all the way. It's the central premise is that religion must be subject to the same rational discussion that every other important issue is. And if it doesn't survive it, then it needs to be discarded. And if it has to change in order to survive it, then it's better, because it's going to become better for the world. So it's better not only for free thinkers and skeptics, but better for everyone. For religion itself to become more rational, to become less intolerant, less stupid, to become more open to criticism. So I think it's ultimately a good for everyone. Now Veritas, as the fourth question, asks if there is another area of our life that has been changed by our non-belief. And actually no. That's one of the points we're trying to make out. We are exactly the same people as you. We are still moral, we're still family lovers. We still like justice and order and society in different degrees depending on everyone. But we have just lost our belief in a supernatural being. We still believe in morality, we still believe in science. The thing is, atheist just means you don't believe in God. But that doesn't say anything about any other of your positions. You can be atheist and be conservative. You can be atheist and be liberal. You can be atheist and be pro-life, or be pro-choice, or be for slavery or against slavery. It doesn't matter. It's just the position on God. So I would be very surprised to see someone actually saying that because I know I don't believe in God, I think different of my neighbors. I don't think it's the case. I think it's actually the way around. The things that you believe, the things that you hold true, sometimes are incompatible with a belief in God. So what you discard, it's not your core values, but just the belief. For people whose belief is a core value, that might not make a lot of sense, or it might be harder to grasp it, but that's how it works. Now, he asks, what is more important, acquiring true beliefs or not gaining false beliefs? Well, it seems like he says that acquiring true beliefs is more important or better. And I would agree with him, except on the fact that truth is very hard to grasp. Especially on complex issues of which you don't know all the aspects. How do you define truth a priori? I think that it might not be the best, or it might sound counterintuitive to say it, but I think it's better to avoid false beliefs or to avoid false knowledge, because if again, not only because truth is hard to point out, but because if you gain knowledge thinking it's true and then it's later to be proved wrong, you have double the work to do. It's not just absorbing the true knowledge, you have first to discard the false, non-working knowledge. So it's taking double the mental work. I think it's better to keep your mind open, to keep yourself skeptic, until something is sufficiently backed up to be considered truth. It's the whole point of the Socratic method, really. Reaching true, not by aiming at true directly, but by scrapping, by cutting out the false arguments, the wrong arguments. So I guess that's it. I have a longer version for this, but it didn't fit in YouTube standards, so bye.